There's a single decision you can make today that will quietly shift everything: how people see you, how they respond to you, and how much respect you command. Not through arrogance or force, but through an unshakable inner standard that says, "I know who I am." Most people spend their lives chasing approval, shrinking themselves, or negotiating their worth just to belong. But the moment you stop seeking validation and start honoring yourself, the entire dynamic changes. Even doing it once alters how others perceive you, because energy never lies. You set the tone for how the world treats you by how you treat yourself. In this message, we'll break down exactly what that choice is, how to embody it, and the doors it unlocks. Number 1. Withdraw undeserved access. At some point, you have to face a hard truth. Your time, energy, and presence are sacred. Not everyone deserves them. Too often people believe that being endlessly available, always saying yes, or constantly accommodating others will earn them respect and love. But it doesn't. In fact, the opposite is true. What's given freely and without boundaries is rarely appreciated. Every time you overextend for someone who is inconsistent, entitled, or careless with you, you silently teach them how to treat you. You signal that your worth is negotiable and that your time can be discounted. But the moment you choose to step back, not in anger, not with drama, but with quiet clarity, you reclaim your power. People notice. The favors you once did, you no longer offer. The calls you once answered, you now let ring. The energy you poured into the wrong places is now reserved for yourself. And here's the shift. When you stop showing up for those who never showed up for you, you begin to attract people who respect your presence. Why? Because your silence speaks louder than words. You stop begging for loyalty. You stop apologizing for your standards. You stop investing in relationships that drain you. Instead, you protect your peace, your schedule, and your emotional energy like the priceless currency it is. Some will accuse you of being cold or distant. Let them. Growth will always make those who benefited from your lack of boundaries uncomfortable. You're not responsible for their reactions. You're responsible for honoring yourself. From this moment on, your availability is earned, not assumed. Your heart is sacred, not a playground for indecision. Withdraw your access and watch how quickly the world begins to treat you differently, because you finally started treating yourself differently. Number 2, speak less, observe more. There is a quiet strength that belongs only to the wise, the ability to listen, to watch, and to let silence do the work. In a world obsessed with noise, where people rush to prove themselves, defend their opinions, or interrupt just to be heard, the one who can stay composed becomes the most powerful presence in the room. Not because they are loud, but because they are aware. When you speak less, you stop reacting out of emotion and start responding from wisdom. You notice the tone behind words, the energy behind actions, the truths hidden in silence. You begin to see the tells people don't realize they reveal. The nervous shift when they lie, the way they dodge questions, the fading consistency once they think they've secured you. People can hide their words, but their energy never lies. Most miss these signs because they're too busy performing, too eager to prove their worth, too desperate to force connections. But when you hold back, when you simply watch, the truth rises to the surface. You no longer feel the need to argue, to over-explain, or to chase. Instead, you let people expose themselves, while you conserve your energy for what matters. Silence creates magnetism. In a culture of oversharing, restraint makes you rare. Mystery makes you powerful. When you speak with intention, every word carries weight. People lean in. They respect your pauses. They sense the discipline behind your restraint. Observation becomes your armor, your sword, your shield. It protects you from deception, wasted time, and shallow connections. And here's the paradox. The less you speak, the more you learn. The more you learn, the harder you are to mislead. That is true power. Speak less. Observe more. And let your silence speak louder than words ever could. Number 3, respect yourself in private first. True respect begins where no one is watching. Before the world can honor you, before anyone can value your voice or your presence, you must cultivate self-respect in the quiet moments, the ones no one else sees. It starts not with applause, but with the whispers you speak to yourself when the room is empty, the distractions are gone, and the mirror reflects only you. Self-respect isn't earned externally, it's built internally. It's in the way you choose discipline over delay, purpose over distraction, and growth over comfort. It's in how you treat yourself after failure. Do you tear yourself down, or do you rebuild? The confidence you carry outwardly is always a reflection of how you honor yourself in private. If doubt, neglect, or self-criticism dominates when no one is watching, it leaks into your energy and teaches others how to treat you. Respecting yourself in private means setting your standards for behavior, thoughts and actions even when no one notices. It's waking up to pursue your goals because you care, not because anyone applauds. It's walking away from what dishonors your soul, not to prove a point, but to preserve your peace. It's speaking kindly to yourself, forgiving generously, and pushing forward with conviction because you know your inner alignment sets the tone for the world's treatment of you. When you respect yourself privately, external validation becomes unnecessary. Boundaries strengthen, energy clears, and standards rise. People either step up to match your integrity or fade away, and both outcomes are gifts. The work isn't becoming worthy, it's remembering that you always were. Self-respect in private creates unshakable power. It reorganizes your life, your energy, and your relationships. Keep showing up for yourself when no one is watching, and the world will have no choice but to notice. True worth is not what others think. It's what you know about yourself in the quiet. That is the foundation of real power. Number 4, set the standard and never lower it. The moment you define your personal standard, you silently declare to the world what you will and will not accept. Every relationship, every opportunity, every interaction is filtered through that invisible line you draw. You teach others how to treat you by what you tolerate, what you entertain, and most importantly, what you expect. When your standard is low, life reflects it with precision. But the moment you raise the bar and refuse anything beneath your value, you begin restructuring your reality from the inside out. This isn't about perfection or competing with anyone else. It's about alignment, integrity, and self-respect. It's saying, I will not shrink to be accepted. I will not bend to be chosen. I will not lower my standard to keep anyone comfortable. A high standard challenges people. They may call you too much, too demanding, or misunderstood. That's not your problem. You weren't born to be convenient. You were born to be consistent with your calling. The right people will rise to meet you. Those who cannot will naturally fall away, and both outcomes are blessings, but setting the standard is only half the work. You must protect it. Stand firm when loneliness knocks. Refuse compromise when pressure mounts. Let your boundaries be solid, your values unshakable, and your actions loud enough that explanation is unnecessary. Every time you uphold your standard, you reinforce your worth. Every time you compromise it, you erode it. Setting a high standard isn't about perfection. It's about refusing to settle for anything less than what honors your value. It may mean walking alone for a season, but that path leads to places compromise could never take you. Your peace, your power, and your purpose live at the level of the standard you set. Raise it, protect it, never lower it. Number 5, walk away without drama. There is a rare and sacred strength in leaving quietly, without explanation, without spectacle. True power doesn't need to announce itself. It simply moves with grace, leaving behind chaos, noise, and the unspoken hope that someone might finally recognize your worth. Most people linger too long, staying in friendships that drain, relationships that fracture, or environments that dull their light because they fear the silence after goodbye. They worry about judgment, regret, or what others might think. But the moment you find the courage to leave without drama, you reclaim your power. Real closure isn't about arguments, posts, or proving a point. It comes from clarity. I deserve better, and I no longer need anyone's permission to honor that. Walking away silently shows self-respect louder than any words could. It proves your growth doesn't depend on validation. It demonstrates that you no longer need to justify your boundaries or explain your needs. There is dignity in a calm exit and maturity in a quiet goodbye. You leave not out of anger, but out of love for yourself. Love strong enough to release what no longer serves you. When you walk away without drama, you remove the noise and give space for reflection. The echo of your absence speaks louder than any words. People remember the patience, the energy, and the love they took for granted. But by then, you've already moved forward, not with bitterness, but with balance. Not every disrespect requires confrontation. Not every departure needs a speech. Sometimes your silence, your peace, and your happiness are the most powerful statements you can make. Walking away without drama isn't cold. It's clarity, it's strength, and it's sacred.